Hi and welcome to the Azam Sharp channel. I'm your host Mohammad Azam, and we're going to continue learning the CloudKit API which was introduced in iOS 8. If you have not seen the previous screencast in which I introduced the CloudKit API and we use the CloudKit dashboard to create the records and the record types, then I highly recommend that you do so. All right. In this particular screencast, what we're going to do is we are going to introduce references. Just like if you are familiar with the database, if you have customer, they can have addresses. You can store them in different tables, and then the link between the customers and the addresses will be in the form of references. All right. Just like that, we have references over here that we can use. Let's go ahead and check out what we're going to do. So here is the dashboard that we created last time in the first screencast. You can actually see that this is Hello CloudKit, and this is the same application, same container that we are using over here, Hello CloudKit. Now, this is very important, and that is the reason I'm showing it to you, because even if you launch CloudKit dashboard, even if you click this button, it might launch CloudKit demo, or most probably it will actually launch CloudKit demo for some weird reason. So always make sure that you are selecting the correct container you want to try out or you're working with. All right. So this is the customers, and now you can see that we don't really have any record type for addresses. So let's go ahead and add that. So I'm just going to say addresses. This will be street, and we can actually have a city. And the last one will be, we can have customer. All right. And customer will not be a string, but customer will be actually a reference. If I can select that, here we go. So customer is a reference, and we can go ahead and say save. Okay. Now, if we go over to the default zone, addresses is selected, but I'm just going to select customers and select this customer ID. So this uniquely identifies a customer. And let's go ahead and go to addresses. We are going to say new record. City is, let's say, Houston. Then we have customer delete self, which means that if the customer is deleted or the customer is deleted, then the addresses will also be deleted. Now in CloudKit, it's a back reference, so which means that the child will know who the parent is, but the parent will have no idea who the child is. Now the reason, of course, is that once you fetch the parent in a different scenario, if you fetch a, I don't know, order or something like that, and it will fetch all the child elements. Now you don't really want to do that because an order can have number of child elements like line item elements or things like that. So the back reference, which is the child is referencing the parent, it bypasses that and it makes sure that it's efficient. All right. So here we go. We have actually saved this. And that's pretty much all you need to do in this case. All right. So let's go back to the code. Now in the code, I have modified it a little bit. We are still using the customer's record type, but over here in the predicate, instead of fetching all the records or all the customer records, we are only fetching the first name, which is Mohammed. So it's only going to fetch one record type. All right. So let's go ahead and do that. So here we go. So over here in the results, I can simply say ck record equal to, and then results are first object. And let's go ahead and publish the name over here. Now it is raining pretty bad actually out there with thunder, so just to let you guys know. Let's go ahead and print the first name just to make sure that we are actually retrieving the information. All right, let's go ahead and run it. Error is nil. We have one object, so that is good enough for us. And if you run it, you can see that it's returning the correct object. Now at this point, we have the object, but we also want to find out that if there are any addresses associated. So if there is a record, we can simply create an NS predicate, and an NS predicate with the format. And over here, we will say customer equal to whatever the value is. We are going to pass in the record, CK query, and then we can say CK query. So what do we want to fetch? We want to fetch addresses. We're going to pass in the predicate. In this case, here we go. That's a predicate. All right. And then we can simply use the public database perform query. We're just going to pass in the query. The zone ID still is null or nil. And that's pretty much it. All right. So we are again going to check if there is any error. Then we can simply type that error. Wow, it's really getting pretty bad rain out there. Localized description. So at this point, we should have the information. We should have the addresses that are in our results. So let's go ahead and copy this. And let's just put a breakpoint over here to see. So here we go. So we have results, and in the results we have one object, and you can see the error is nil, so that is good. We can go over there and iterate through them, and here we go. So we got the city as Houston and the street as Hallman, and there you go. That's all you need to do to set up the references in using CloudKit. Basically, it's pretty simple, right? And that is it. You just have to put the ID. Right now, I mean, we're just hard coding all the stuff. We're not inserting using our application. We are taking the ID and creating records using the CloudKit dashboard. But in the later tutorials, I will show you how you can actually insert data using your iOS user interface, and then you can update and delete and all that cool stuff. That's pretty much it. I hope you like this video tutorial. Thank you very much, and stay tuned for more.